Yeah, we're live right now, Ricky Romero. I mean, that's how we do the show. 10 o'clock, we don't make people wait. You actually sent a motivational post that said, if you're early, you're late. If you're on time, you're late, or something like that. So we're starting the show, ready to go. Right? Let's go, Ricky Rowe with Beth Duran, Josh Tolley, and we're here for you guys. Ricky, how you feeling?
Good, man. Just pumped off of last week's episode. I think that was a really cool one. Got some good feedback on it from a few pitchers that I know that went back and listened to the podcast or listened to that clip about preparation and what they expect out of themselves on the mound. I thought that was so awesome to listen to, and I hope guys, the more coach. I know you shared it with coaches. I shared it with a few coaches, and just say, hey, have your pitchers kind of listen to this, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, talking about last week's episode with Joe Musgrove, and of course, he throws a no-hitter for the Padres, comes on the show with us, and just dropping all kinds of nuggets. Tolley, as a catcher, I went back and listened. And how you doing, by the way, Farmer Tolley? You look smooth, man.
I'm doing great. Yeah. Thank you.
You sounded so fired up at the end of last week's podcast because that catcher in you just came out and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I can echo exactly what you guys are talking about. You know what's funny is I shared it as well with a lot of people in the baseball community locally, and I mean even all over that people that I know. And it's funny, one thing that has been a common denominator for a couple people now is execution. When he describes execution, and I thought that was something that doesn't get talked about enough. As Joe said, they start making this black and white, and at the end of the day, it's about execution.
And that's last week's episode. So make sure you rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. Beth Duran, Ricky Romero, Josh Tolley, and today's guest, I'm already messed up. And I'm going to apologize to, I hope it's his mom or somebody related. Cindy Trejo Para says, let's clarify Boyle Heights roots. On the description for today's show, I put East LA roots. It's Alan Trejo, shortstop for the Rockies, who Ricky has known since he was a young man. I got to know him because he helped us out with the camp last year for the Ricky Romero Baseball Foundation. And real nice kid. He's made his debut with the Rockies. So, Cindy, thank you for watching and sharing. And your son, nephew, relative, Mijo, will be on pretty soon. I just sent him the message and the link right now. So we do this every single Tuesday, 10 o'clock. It's a lot of fun. Tolley, I get messages from our good friend Carlos De La Torre, who is a friend of mine, who is a catcher. He's like, Tolley, you talk about catching. How can I get some catching tips from you? Is that available, Tolley? Is that something out there?
Yeah, yes, it is available. And Beto, why don't you make the introduction? And I love talking catching, whether it's on a phone call or a Zoom call. It's that's what I love to do. So
there you go.
I'll put the ball in your court, Beto. You sync the boys up here.
Totally. I was just thinking that, maybe you're like, oh, go to my Instagram or go to my social media page. But then I forgot you're one of those guys. Minimal. You're a weird guy. You use the phone, totally. Yeah. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not. I don't. I pick the phone up. I call. That's how I am. I don't know. I don't have any videos of any catching stuff. You got to. We got to get into the brain, and we start talking about it. Is what I love. You just never know what you're when you speak with somebody what you're going to find out.
All right, there it is. He is actually watching right now. Carlos De La Torre writes, awesome. There it is. So, Los, you heard Tolley say that. Ace of SoCal checks in. Can't wait for Tolley to teach me how to catch.
Hey, Ace, let's get together. Let's get together again. We had a good time the last time we got together. We can talk some catching.
All right. Now, as we wait for Alan Trejo to join us, it is his tia, Cindy Trejo Para is his aunt. She's watching right now, so thank you for watching, Cindy. Make sure you share this with the rest of the family. Totally. All right, so in our group chat, I'm gonna get into this real quick. There's a guy who's kind of new to the group chat. We don't know if I don't even have his number saved, right? But he had a couple pops in him the other night, and out of nowhere, we were talking about like if Ricky had to go up and hit, like Clayton Kershaw was hitting for the Dodgers the other night. If Ricky had to go up and hit, would he get a hit? And he said, I go up there and compete. Out of nowhere, this dude says,
I said, hell no. I said, hell no, right away. I said, hell no. I wouldn't be able to get hit. Hell no. hitting is by far the hardest thing I've ever had to do on a baseball field.
Yeah.
At the major league level. Hell no. I responded right away. No chance.
All right,
Not when
now
he was throwing 100.
Now, out of nowhere, this young man decides to go after me because I was popping off on him. He's like, I can strike you out. I'm like, first of all, I'm an athlete. I'm a fine-tuned machine right here. I can get it done. Where do people get the idea that they can just go and throw it past anybody? And we'll get on that later on in the show. Think about that, Totally. The amount of people that have tried to check you and say something. And we have Alan Trejo join us right now. Alan, what's up, man? How you feeling?
What's up, guys? I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
We're just doing a podcast. We got your
Alan, how you doing, bro? Thanks for joining us.
Good to see y'all. Absolutely.
Alan, how are you? Josh Tolley here.
Nice to meet you, Josh.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Alan, your Thea's watching right now, Cindy. So don't get nervous, man.
Hey, Thea.
Alan's in that show hotel right now, somewhere in San Francisco. They're playing the Giants tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This big league life is pretty cool, man.
All right.
Get used to it. Get used to it. It's good living, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great, man. It's everything you would imagine.
Alan Trejo drafted out of San Diego State 16th round by the Colorado Rockies. Last year had no season because of COVID, and then we got see him that makes his debut. He has 2 hits in the big leagues, and really cool to see the 24-year-old went to Warren High, went to Cathedral here in Southern California, and all that other stuff. I messed up, Alan, on the YouTube description. I put East LA roots because you know this for YouTube, right? You got to use the right keywords to make people grab to it, right? You want to get the metrics. You know, we want to be like all the big YouTube influencers. So I put East LA. You put East LA, numbers go up. Dude, I'm already getting checked. Boyle Heights roots, get it right, all that other stuff. So let's go back to your roots. Before we get to the big leagues and the showbirds and all that other stuff and how you don't have to touch your luggage anymore, where did you grow up?
So I grew up, I was born at White Memorial in Boyle Heights, and I grew up in Montebello for the first five years of my life. Moved out to Downey, but my dad worked at Roosevelt High School, so I would go to work with him every single time I could. So I was always around guys like Ricky, Scott Pearson, who was the head coach there at Roosevelt, and my dad was a head basketball coach there. So every opportunity I had, I was always at Roosevelt. So that being said, I kind of feel like I grew up in Boyle Heights a little bit more than I did in Downey up until I started going to school in Downey. But yeah, that's I like to say I kind of grew up in Boyle Heights, even though I really didn't, just because I spent so much time there, man. That's like Roosevelt's like family to me.
Yeah. Dude, I remember this guy. I was a senior, so I had a transfer from Garfield to Roosevelt my senior year, and his dad, like you said, his dad was a head basketball coach there, the varsity head coach. And I remember he would bring Alan along, and Alan was probably, how old are you? You say you're 24 now?
Yeah.
So
about 4 or 5.
Yeah, so he was Sebastian's age. He was like literally, he was this tiny little guy hanging around the baseball office all the time. And everyone just called him Little Alan, and I just used to see him, just chilling there with his pops. And it's crazy. That's why it's crazy to me that I sent him a message when he got called up, and then watching him at Dodger Stadium get his first hit off David Price. Like, dude, it was like so surreal, because it's like, damn, I literally have seen this kid at such a young age, the age of 5, which is what my son is now. And then I watched him in high school a little bit. I went to Cathedral once to speak. I went to Warren there to speak a few times, and he was always the one that's stuck out like a sore thumb. Why? Because he was a hard worker, man. Like, he literally was that guy that wanted to get better every single day. It was not like I'm good, I'm content in high school being really good. It was like, I want more. So when I saw his progress move from a young kid to high school to Division I level, make a name for himself at San Diego State, and then get drafted and then be where he is now, man, it's very well deserved. Seriously, it really is. Like that, it just shows you that you don't have to be a first rounder or a second rounder. Obviously, Josh can attest to this too. To make it to the big leagues, it's the hard determination and the will to want to get there.
I agree. Thank you.
All right, Alan, like, Alan, all right, hold on. Like I sent you a message yesterday. I was like, all right, we're not gonna talk regular baseball. We're just gonna have fun with it. It's okay.
Yeah, man. Like, listen up. It's all good. Like,
Yeah, you don't have to give me the it's what are the I'm just happy to be here to help the team, all that other stuff. It's okay to just say, hey man, baseball is cool. Hey, this is awesome. This 5-star hotel is cool. Ricky, you were this. Go for it. Go for it. Get your coffee up, man.
Man, I don't, like you said, I don't gotta carry my luggage. Shit, man, that's a nice perk. Man, I don't gotta. What else? I don't gotta pack my own bags.
Pack your bag? Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Wait.
pack your
Hold
bag.
on. What do you mean you don't pack your bags?
Yeah, man, the clubbies do everything for you. You just tell them what you want, and they put your bag together, and then have them clean your cleats and all that. It's
although
show, man.
I was the guy that I didn't like clubbies packing my bag. I was
Dude,
so
I'm the same
about that part. Like, hey, don't touch it. I got it. Because I don't want you to forget something. It's on me if I forget it. Josh, maybe on the other hand, had that stinky
I needed somebody to point the finger at for when I did forget something, so I just had the clubbies do most of it. How would you forget my spikes this road trip? The big leagues, you get they just send you another pair, or they have extras. It is a nice life, isn't it, Alan? Oh yeah, real nice. I'm jealous of you right now. I'll be honest. You're in the Hotel Nico right now, just living life in San Francisco, I'm sure, or somewhere thereabout. Yeah, that's right.
Still trying to get used to the whole like in the cage, man. When I get done hitting in the cage, like usually you pick up your balls, man. It's just like common courtesy. And every time I go try to pick up the balls, the coach is like, "Dude, this is a big leagues. Get out of here." And I'm like, "Damn." Like, are you sure? Like, I can help.
The only thing they don't do is wipe your ass, Alan. But they might as well do it.
Right? Shoot.
There's analytics on how to do that too coming soon. Totally.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the right way to do it.
Yeah. Something about
look into that.
Yeah. And totally. You were in big league camp last year with the Yankees. You were at the offsite. You know what's going on. So you were dealing with kids who were younger and newer. Right now, listening to Alan and how wet behind the ears he is, it's refreshing, right? It's really cool because he wants to say the right things because he thinks this is a real interview, but it's a podcast with friends and like just relax. Like this is like it almost feels like Tony wants to say, "Come here, Mijo. Let me help you a little bit," right?
No, you definitely feel that way. But I will say this: some of the younger kids that I was kind of dealing with or was on my team last year that were kind of in your shoes, Alan. There was some real rawness to them, like the maturity. The maturity is you're learning, I'm sure, on the fly, right? I mean, you're still young, but you're older. I get it, but there's a lot of like growing up to do in the major leagues, and it's nice to have the kind of be a step ahead. Is there any like who are some of the veteran guys there that have helped you? This is a topic that we talked about in the past.
So. For me, it's honestly it's been Story. Being that he plays the same position. Yeah. Ever since 2019, we kind of just we've competed during spring training, and it's more like a competitive friendship because we get out there and we work, man. That guy works, so we have like a little side bet going on. Like whoever misses the most ground balls loses that day, whatever kind of thing. We're just competing every day, and I just kind of feed off of what he does, man. He's so good at doing the stuff, like doing the basic stuff right, and it's refreshing to see that because growing up, like all we talk about is fundamentals. So I've learned a lot from him. Chuck is the same way, especially about hitting and stuff, and it's kind of cool, man. Sitting back and talking to these veterans, and you're just learning. It's sick, and I think it's awesome that they take the time out of their day to talk about it.
Yeah, hey, I'm going to say this, and Ricky, I want you to chime in here because hats off to you because you're one of very few like young guys breaking into the big leagues, in my opinion, that's taking the initiative to learn, right? And you're some old bitter guy that played in the big leagues, and now you're sitting in front of a microphone. Now, keep going, right? But there is some real like I have passion in that because the older guys that I came up with did the same thing, and they made you feel comfortable. And they made you feel at home, and you could go ask those dudes whatever you wanted at any time. And that's what the game is about, and that's what the game is losing. So I think it's freaking awesome that you're taking the initiative. Because what better than those two guys to learn from?
Absolutely, man.
And it's true. I mean, I remember coming up, the one thing the veterans always told me, they're like, hey man, we love the way you work. Keep going. Stay quiet, keep those ears open, go out there and do your thing. And that's what I did. And I like how you mentioned fundamentals, Alan, because a lot of kids think, oh, what does it take to get to the big leagues? And it's like fundamentals. It just, the game doesn't change 60 feet 6 inches, even though, you know,
the Atlantic League, it does.
Man, what the hell's up with that?
Even though it might change.
Hey, I seriously, don't let me get on a tangent.
Alan. All right.
Hijacking your show.
Alan, you got to learn this right now. When a salty vet starts going on a roll, don't ask another question because it's going to open up another one.
Go ahead, come on.
Yeah, that plane ride is going to be long.
But it's true. I mean, it just comes down to fundamentals. And he mentions a guy like Trevor Story, who's been in the big leagues, who's going to make a lot of money here soon, probably. And the fundamentals. Careful betting with those kind of guys, Alan. Don't start. You know, you're still.
You be asking Ricky for a loan.
Oh man, yeah, you're right. When I first bet him, I was like, shoot, I better not lose this because he's not gonna let me hear the end of it. But he was cool about it. I beat him, and then he ended up giving me signed cleats, man. Game more signed cleats, so it meant a lot.
So sick. That's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, think about this. Trevor Story was a guy that came from the block of Nolan, Tulo, that group. So, like, Trevor Story didn't make any of this up. He learned it from those guys. And now, like, this just fires me up because it's just like we passed the baton. And the baton has been passed to you, Alan. And you're going to see in the next 2 years where you're going to be a little bit more veteran status under you. You're going to do the same thing to the next kid coming. And that's sick. That fired me up.
And this was a topic that we had last week with Joe Musgrove too, where he was saying, you know, Ricky, I saw you at a movie theater and you took us out, and I thought that was really cool. I was a little bit starstruck by it. And next thing you know, I'm doing the same thing for younger guys, and that's what it is. This game it's like Josh said. It's about passing the baton to whoever comes after you. Why? Because this game has given you so much. You've learned so much from the older guys. It's time for you to pass it on to the younger guys. And in this game, you just never stop learning, never. You know, and you're gonna see crazy stuff that goes on in the big. I'm sure you've already seen it in your first 2 weeks there. You see stuff that you're just like, whoa, like this is crazy, and this play is crazy. And the more you're into it, and obviously you're a shortstop, so you're in a completely different perspective than I ever was, or than Josh was ever. I mean, behind the plate. I mean, so you're seeing all the action. You're seeing things happen fast. You're probably seeing your idols. And I always said this. The day it all changed for me was when I stopped seeing those guys as idols. And it was like, I got to get these assholes out. Like it's a job, you know, and you can get caught up. I remember my first big league camp, my first in 06 and in 09, when you're facing the Jeters, the A-Rods, the Teixeiras, and those guys, the Big Poppies, you kind of look and you're just like, whoa, like I used to watch these guys on TV, but now it's like, no, you got to change that mindset and be like, I got to get these guys out. It's my job to get them out. And for you is, you know, I'm sure facing David Price was like, oh my God, like I can't believe but it's like, nah, it's the mentality of just completely changing and saying, this guy's trying to take food off my table and I got to get it.
No, and I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, in LA, well, I debuted in San Fran, which was awesome, you know, it felt great and all the emotions and stuff. But when I didn't really sit in with me until I got to LA. And because everyone was there for me, you know, like all my family, all my friends. And that moment kind of happened with me. I faced Jansen. Like growing up, I watched Jansen, you know, dominate. And I'm fucking on deck like, oh, shit, here we go. Like I look up to this fucking guy. But like I have a bunch of friends that talk shit that Jansen's like declining and that he sucks now. And he's gonna fucking get up here and he's going to throw 95 by me. So when I get in the box. And this is the first moment where I was like, man, the moment really got to me. I took a first pitch like cutter and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I swing. I swing at balls in the zone. Like, get your head out of your ass. This guy's not fucking Superman. Whatever, I strike out. I'm going back to the dugout. I'm like, man, that's never gonna happen again. What the hell am I doing? So the next day, you know.
Wait. Oh, hold on, real quick, Alan. Let me just tell you this. That was like in the 9th inning, right? Ricky was texting the group chat. Oh, I want to go to sleep. I'm tired, but I think Alan's gonna hit this inning. We all stayed up to watch your ass look at a cutter, bro.
Hey man, you know how hard this game is, but sorry about that.
All right. Ricky's got a newborn, bro. He's got to go to sleep.
Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. For it. so like the next day when I faced Price, I was like, man, fuck that guy. I'm about to take this dude's money. Like if this dude gets me out, this is a problem. Like I can't let this moment get to me no more. And I needed a hit, so I was like, hell no. If I'm gonna get a hit of me, it's gonna be off Price.
Yeah, and you did.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Josh, did you ever run into a situation like that? Like your first camp or your first like big league game in spring training where you were like, oh, like, and you're behind the plate. So you're seeing these guys come up and they're probably saying hello and you're just like, oh, like.
It's funny. It's funny, guys. I told the story actually like just a couple days ago, Sunday, I think. We were talking about Albert Pujols. I grew up in St. Louis and Alan is like, I grew up watching this dude as a kid. He was the guy in St. Louis, and I was just a kid watching him play. And it was my first time going to Busch Stadium as a visiting player. And he walks into the box, and I was like, well, I was like, I think 23 maybe at the time. And I looked up. I said, wow, this is what a big league baseball player looks like. I got a long way to go. And he said, hey, what's up? He said to me, what's up, JT? And I about lost it. I was like, holy shit. I was starstruck. But that was the only guy that I've ever been starstruck on. And then I had asked him to sign up at, and we became very friendly. Actually, landed at a couple of his charity events by accident, and we really kind of hit it off a little bit and told some stories about St. Louis. But I feel you, Alan. That was it's a cool thing when you're in your hometown area, but the stress of having your buddies there and going like, oh yeah, they're telling me how horseshit this guy is, and then you go sit down on the bench, you're like, these asses.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, Alan, you did something that every kid from LA, Boyle Heights, Boyle Heights kids, they say, you go to Dodger Stadium and you sit at the top deck, you sit in the reserve, you sit in the pavilion, and you're like, one day I'm going to do this, one day I'm going to do this. To actually go to Dodger Stadium and say, this is my office for the day. The first time you did it, you pull up, how was that?
It's crazy. I was on the bus, and we're getting escorted by freaking police. So it's like, I've never seen this before. LA traffic, we are getting escorted. Like, we have 3 cops in front of us. I was like, dang, this is not happening every day. So whatever, like, we're passing downtown, and I have my, like, headphones in. I'm trying to be cool, trying to be, like, all logged in. I'm not even starting. So it's like, what am I doing? I'm, like, listening to, like, Nipsey or something, and I step in. We get off the bus. We do our little COVID test. And we're walking into the clubhouse, and I'm like, I'm listening to music. I'm like, God damn, this is crazy. Like, I'm really here right now. I used to be like the kid that gave away the giveaways in right field pavilion, and now I'm walking into the stadium. I'm about to go play a game. So it was crazy, man. I don't think I've ever been that emotional and that nervous before in my life. So, yeah, you just can't replicate that.
Now it's smooth sailing for you, though. I feel you. Yeah, I could imagine the emotions setting in. I mean, that's real life, right? Like a lot of people don't even talk about that. Like when you get into your home stadium, like when you know and you have family there. I mean, Ricky, I know you've done it, but it's like there's some real it chokes you up a little bit, and then now all bets are off the table. Now you go.
For me, it never happened at Dodger Stadium. I always wish and I wonder what it would have been like. But the chaos of pitching in Anaheim was crazy for me. And I think about I almost living through Allen right now and putting myself in his shoes and him explaining how that day was. And I mean, we didn't grow up that far away from there. Roosevelt High, Garfield High are like 20 minutes away. And to be able to step foot I'm sure to take ground balls, batting practice, and just having that bat and facing these guys I used to watch on TV. It's got to be surreal to have your family, your friends. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's overwhelming, but remember this, Alan. I told my mom this after the first time I came to Anaheim. I was like, next time I come, here's a set of tickets. You figure it out. It's a job. It's not a vacation.
Yeah.
It's not kissing babies. It's not saying hi to 1,000 people. It's I gotta come here and I gotta focus. Go have breakfast with your mom, with your dad. Then, but it's like for me, it got a little bit overwhelming. I had like cousins and tias and tios, and they want to say hi, pulling you left and right, and you're just like, it just becomes like, I just want to get to the hotel and kind of lay down and kind of unwind a little bit. And for you, obviously, the Rockies are in the same division as the Dodgers, so you're going to see plenty of the Dodgers, and you're going to come here a lot. That it's going to become, I feel like, you're going to call your mom and be like, hey, what are we having for breakfast this morning, Mom?
I hope so, yeah.
Cool. Probably leave the hotel, but eventually it can get like that to where you can drive and actually take your time, spend time with your family, and get to see them. That's what I'd always do. I'd get a hotel the night before I'd pitch, if I was pitching, and then I'd come home the rest of the time and just hang out and spend time with them, because obviously with the way things are right now, I'm sure you don't get to see them enough. But any little chance you get to spend with mom and dad, do it, man. But other than the outside stuff, just the best thing I can say is just you want to say hi to everyone, and there's an off season for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Actually,
so were they?
I was taking ground balls. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was taking ground balls for the first time at Dodger Stadium, and the first ground ball I chucked it so hard into the net. The coach looked at me like, what the hell is this guy thinking? Like, what's up with this guy? And I'm just there like, my bad. Like, that's on me. Give me another one. Come on. Like, keep it going. Yeah. The next one goes right under my legs, and I'm like, what is going on? So I took my hat off. I took like a deep breath. I go, all right, dude, we're here. Like, what are we doing? Let's get it together. It was smooth sailing after that. But man, coach looked at me like, come on, man. Like, are you serious? You're a big leaguer. You gonna do that?
I was just a super professional, to the max shagger when we come to Anaheim. I just wanted, the first time we got here, dude, I wanted to shag everything. I was like running from left field to center field to right field back. Oh, somebody, the outfielder would let the ball go. I'd be like, I got it. And yeah, man, it's just, it's so cool that you got to experience that though. It's the first time, and just don't let it happen again.
Now,
hell no.
Now, totally, where these guys grew up in that area, you've probably seen it in movies where they show the downtown LA skyline. They can see the Dodger Stadium lights when they're on. Where from their area, I mean, it's 15 minutes because with traffic, maybe an hour. But if the Dodger Stadium lights are on and it's a clear night, you can see those lights and you can see the palm trees just out of the horizon. So for him to do that, Alan, you said that you used to give away the giveaways in right field. What do you mean?
So like bobblehead nights, like the blanket nights. I guess we had like a little deal at Cathedral at the time, and I think they did it maybe at Roosevelt, where the baseball team would go volunteer and do like the giveaways. I don't know if it was volunteer work or they were paying like the program.
They were paying the program. They weren't paying you.
Yeah, they weren't paying me, but we were doing the giveaways. So then we would do the giveaways till the fourth inning, and then we would get to watch the game, stick around and watch. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So and now you're the kid that everybody's coming to watch. Alan, let me show you this. I go and do some research. Who is this kid right here?
Oh my God! Seriously? We're gonna bring that up. Look at that. I was like,
oh my gosh! Yes,
that's like 110 soaking wet right there.
Hey, can somebody get Tops to make that a baseball card? Oh yes.
Oh man.
Jeez.
That wasn't that long ago. That was 2011.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was 10 years ago.
No, 10 years goes by fast, man. Look at that little kid right there. Look at that. Perfect
Alan,
game. You're a stud. You're doing that.
Alan, to the listeners, where did your love for baseball come from? Because your dad was a varsity basketball coach, and usually I feel like if you're around dad, you follow what dad's doing, and you want to probably spend time at the gym. Where did your love for baseball come?
That's a good question. Man, I think from spending time with honestly you guys. I think watching you pitch and then watching Coach Chewy, Jesus Campos play, I think it kind of like started motivating me even more. And I love basketball, man, to this day. But to be completely honest with you, I don't really know what really made me choose baseball. I don't know. But what motivated me was like watching guys like you and Chewy, growing up, and obviously looking at Jeter and A-Rod, guys like that. But
No, let's not
it
say
just kind
A-Rod.
of happened for me.
Yeah, this is an A-Rod free zone right here because we don't go to Baseball Reference for that. Remember, they're not your heroes anymore, bro.
Jeter, yes,
True.
A-Rod.
Oh man, you can't be hating on A-Rod. What's up with that?
Oh man. We'll leave that for off air.
Well, because remember,
All right.
no, because Ricky faced them how many times in the AL East. So there's some guys that you're gonna see a lot, and you're like, man, there's just some.
Yeah.
I'm sure Josh has. Yeah, look at his face.
I'll find it real quick. I'll let you know why he hates him.
No, we have our research crew.
I own this ass, man.
Where Ruben Polanco? Can we get on that?
All right, now, so you don't know where your love came from, but you're that kid that's always playing. And like I said earlier, everybody says, I'm going to go to the big leagues. Okay, you go to Perfect Game, you're playing travel ball, all that other stuff. But then you get drafted, and look at the transformation of this young man.
Oh.
Look at that. San Diego State, rookie, the Yard Goats. And now you have a goatee. Look at this. That's beautiful.
Hey, Alan, hey, how is the new ballpark in Hartford? It looked sick. I saw it from the road one time. It's brand new, right? You played in the new one.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. We were blessed to be there. The city of Hartford really went all out and made a sick stadium. I mean, probably one of the best surfaces in the minor leagues.
That's what I said. I've heard that 1,000 times from infielders that have played there. They said it was the best playing surface they've ever played on. I mean, well, now in the minor leagues, in the big leagues, is completely different.
Well, one question. Hartford, Connecticut, Eastern League, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the first few months there. I remember for me, the Eastern League, New Hampshire.
Was it cold or something?
Freezing. Freezing.
You know what? It's crazy. I actually had a good 2 months in the freezing cold. I don't know if because I like mentally locked in, but man, the thing sucked. Going to Portland, we were playing in like snow and like freezing rain. Going to New Hampshire and you can't even see the ball because there's so much snow coming down. Man, you hit a ball at the end of the bat, you're running down the line like, man, I hate this game.
Hey, Beto and Josh, you two will know about this. The GMs there, those teams will be like, we have a window to get a few innings in.
Oh yeah, we're always
what?
Yeah, we're always gonna play a couple innings.
Yeah. That's the worst. They're like, yeah, we got a window, and it's freezing cold. Like there's puddles in the batter's box. Like, yeah, we got a window. Like, are you sure?
We don't have a ground screw to fix it. What do you mean?
Yeah, minor league GMs are just like, if they have a window where you can play 4 or 5 innings in, they'll do it in a heartbeat. Whether it's hailing, snowing, it don't matter. It's freezing cold. Everyone's sitting by the heater. It's honestly pretty miserable. We all of us three played in the Eastern League. Obviously, played in Binghamton. Yeah. But I remember those days. I'd call home and I was like, "Mom, this is not what I expected." Right? Cold.
That's the East. That's the East Coast right there. Hartford, Connecticut. Where you're Binghamton, and that's funny because I've been looking. My son Mattel basketball, so we've been looking at maybe him playing some small schools on the East Coast. That Northeast small school athletic conference, whatever. It's some of the cities you guys are mentioning. I think he better not listen to his podcast because he's not going to want to go live up there.
He plays an indoor sport. He'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
Bedroom for it if he comes close. He can just stay in my basement.
Okay.
Board.
Right there in Auburn, right? We'll take care of you. In
Auburn.
Hey, Alan, do you know where Auburn is at?
Shoot, no. Where is Auburn?
Okay, is Auburn a city or a university?
University.
Do you know where it's at? Nah, see, you are Boyle Heights right there.
I'd want to say.
Okay, no,
Alabama.
Yeah, all right, it's in the South. There it is. So the story is Ricky, when he was a rookie, he gets sent to short season New York Penn League, right? And he sees a sign that says Auburn. He tells the cab driver, "Wow, Bo Jackson, Charles Barkley, Auburn." Guy's like, "Nah, son, we're closer to Canada. We're not in the South." That's how little Ricky knew outside of East LA. He didn't know anything past the 710 freeway. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And now look at you guys.
To change the subject a little bit. Fuck Beto.
Oh man.
For you, obviously you went to Cathedral and then you go to Warren High School and you have some great years there. San Diego State comes calling. Was Tony Gwynn the guy who recruited you?
Yeah, TJ recruited me.
Wow.
In fact, he was the centerpiece of why I went there, honestly. And then going into college, he passed away in 2014. I think July or June of 2014. So, yeah, it sucked, but I still had the same mindset going to state. It sucked that he passed away. It not only sucked for me, but a lot of people, man. A lot of people looked up to him.
But Alan, did you ever talk? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, how was it though? Like getting calls by Tony Gwynn. Like, was he actually making calls to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's the one that really got me to go there. He called me and he was like, "Hey, man, we really want you here. Make sure." He kind of was asking me about the draft, and I was like, "Dude, I'm not getting drafted. Like, there's no way I'm going to the draft. I'm going to school." And he was awesome, man. And but I really didn't understand. I didn't grow up watching Tony Gwynn, so I knew he was a good baseball player, but I didn't know he was like one of the best hitters of all time at the time.
I bet. Did he ever? Hey, Alan, did you ever talk hitting with him at all in those conversations, or?
Not really, man. I was just trying to be the quiet kid on all the recruiting trips. Like, I wasn't trying to ask too many questions. And honestly, I feel like that was a mistake of mine. I wish I would have asked questions, knowing that I had that little time.
Yeah,
with him.
Right. I mean, just think of what you could like you said. I mean, you're probably right. Like you didn't know he was going to pass away, but the idea of like this guy was one of the best hitters ever to play the game, and I tried to find people that have spoke with him, and I'm very curious as to how he talked hitting and what he talked. Like kind of the language he used and approach. It was very simple. It definitely was.
He was just like, stay inside the ball and hit it in the 4-hole.
That's exactly.
How hard is this?
Yeah. So totally, you never had a chance to talk to him, Cobra Prof? So he was an ESPN broadcaster, so he would do the game of the week, like either your Tuesday or Wednesday game. So I would see him at Dodger Stadium, and I was the kid who grew. I knew him as Tony Green. He's from Long Beach Poly. Like, okay, cool. I introduced myself a couple times, and I've never been one to take pictures with people because it's also taboo. You're not supposed to remember the media, but he was also there.
Yeah.
So I would always say hi to him. That's one of the regrets. I should have just said, you know what, F it, man. Like, that's Tony Gwynn right there. Like, that's number 19, Mr. Padre, all that other stuff. So I got to know Tony Gwynn Jr., who would tell me stories about what his dad would tell him about hitting. It's just like that, Alan. It was my dad would just tell me, hit it whether or not. Hit it in the 5-6 hole. Real simple, and just hit. And Tony Gwynn Jr. actually did a podcast with him on my Living the Dream one at his house. He said that his dad told him, just watch tape, hit the tee, and that's it. There's no need to complicate things. And like Alan is not in his head right now, right? Yeah. But it was the basic stuff, all that other stuff. He said because you're gonna, it's the fundamental. That goes back to that, Ricky. The fundamentals of just do that, because sometimes you guys get so much information that you're like your head's ready to explode with things. But he was a super nice guy, and just like how you said, Adel, he didn't tell anybody who he was or any of the other stuff. People would walk up to him and like, oh, hey, how you doing? He's like, hi, I'm Tony. Nice to meet you. You're like, dude, that guy has 3,000 something hits, and it was like treated everybody nice. And Eric Valenzuela, I think you know him, right?
He recruited me as well.
Yeah, Eric Valenzuela is the head coach at Long Beach State, and he said that they were at. I mean, you might have been there. They were playing at Texas Tech. Big old game. Tony Gwynn gets tossed or something like that. And then afterwards, there's a line of people waiting at the bus to take pictures with Tony Gwynn. Controversial loss, all this other stuff. What does he do? Makes the bus wait 45 minutes, took a picture with everybody, signed for everybody, and just the nicest person about that, man. It was so. It was just. That's why I wanted to ask if you knew about that stuff. I think we all wanted to ask because we're all kind of like, damn, you got recruited by Tony Gwynn, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. Even though you didn't quite understand because you're so young, but it's cool.
Yeah.
All right, Alan. Go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
No, and I was gonna say, we were just talking about this in the group chat yesterday too, Beto. How I was like, I wish I would have appreciated him and known what he was all about. I mean, when I was watching baseball, but I wasn't like locked in like I am now, and know a lot about the game. Like I wish at that time I knew what he was doing, his approach, and understood that side of baseball, the fundamental side and stuff like that, just to kind of see what it was that he did so well. And it's those minds like that, you talk about like a Tony Gwynn, a Roy Halladay, those guys that the game has lost, that you're like, man, like if you could only have those guys again, and what is it that you would want to know about them, and what the preparation and their stuff like that. But the good thing is it's refreshing to hear a guy like Joe Musgrove, a guy like Alan mention fundamentals, and this is what I do to prepare, and I expect a lot out of myself because I've prepared it enough to get to this point. So it's cool. Hopefully it just continues to go down the ladder.
Yeah, this is the podcast that we do, man. It's growing, and it's we just only bring cool people on. So, Alan, you're cool. We'll keep you on a couple more minutes because you got nothing else to do in San Francisco. You can't leave the hotel, right?
We can now. We got vaccinated, so some of the like restrictions we have got uplifted.
Oh, okay, good.
Union Square, right there, baby. Morning Steakhouse, Nike Town. What else, JT?
I don't know. Just don't
everything.
spend all your money there. I'll tell you. Yeah. Burberry. We got that Louis Vuitton. We got some Gucci, I'm sure.
Hey, Alan. Okay, so you're not. You didn't sign a big bonus. You're a 16th round kid. You didn't get a bunch of money. You're like not supposed to be here, right? Because even though you're 16th round, they really don't care about you because you're not a big guy that's signed for a couple million. When you saw this for the first time, what did you think? Right here.
Man, when I saw that,
your first baseball card,
it didn't really sit in with me, man, because I don't know, man. I've always been somebody that's like lives in the moment, and I've never looked ahead like far. I've never thought like, oh, I'm gonna be a big leaguer. Like it was always like the next step. Like in high school, I always thought, okay, I'm gonna play Division I. When I was at Division I, I was like, all right, we're gonna win a championship here. When I got drafted, I was like, oh shoot, like I didn't really think I was gonna get drafted, but I got drafted, and it was like, okay, cool. When I was in rookie ball, I said, okay, I want to get to the next step, which is low A or high A, and I did that. Like I've never been one to look so far ahead, but yeah, seeing that was pretty cool. I mean,
your first baseball card.
I've had a baseball card at State. We had like college cards, so I mean, it wasn't really new to me.
I love your attitude. I love that attitude.
Alan, you guys played Fullerton, right, in the regional?
No, we played. My first regional, we played Santa Barbara. We faced Dylan Tate. And then my second regional in 2017, we played Long Beach State, UCLA, and Texas.
Big time.
I just remember him. I think it was your that one where I saw you just terrorize every freaking pitcher you guys face. And you were
that was my first year in
third base, and you're like giving it this, and I was like, damn. I was like, little Alan has definitely grown up, and good for him, watching him on TV and like again the evolution, of seeing somebody's hard work pay off to get to this point. Again, he's part of the what is it, Beto? What's the percentage there on big leaguers?
Like less than 1%.
They say they say you can take every big leaguer and you won't fill up
Dodger
half
Stadium.
of Dodger Stadium.
I think it's like 20,000 people or something like that have been.
Yeah, it's 20. I think something like that.
Yeah, you guys are a fraternity.
That's the company that you're in, man. That's so dope. You're like, you could, even if you spend a day, you could say, hey, nobody can ever take this away from me. I was a big leaguer, 10, 15. Hopefully you play for 10, 15 years, but when it's over, you're going to be able to say, man, like that was fun. So enjoy every day, because every day is in the big leagues. It's fucking dope, man. It gets better and better and better. Don't ever get complacent. Don't ever think like, oh yeah, I got this in the bag. Like, it's just hard work pays off big time.
And totally, you were like,
I got a question for you.
Oh, look at him. Oh, there we go.
Hey, do you know what number you are, like in terms of like number of big leaguers? Like, are you like 15,000 something? Well, let's look it up on Baseball Reference. You can look it up.
You can do that?
Yeah. It says it on the bio.
Oh, okay. What? Well, I'll do that. I'll do that right now. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Here you go.
I mean, you definitely got to be like in the 14,000, 15,000. I would assume.
I mean, he's a dinosaur, but he's not that old.
No, it's when you first debuted. That was like 2004, 2005 when you debuted.
I debuted in
17,000.
17, oh, shoot, in 09?
I was 17,260.
What?
Dang.
Where is it at?
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
sure. I got
this
it.
is fascinating. See?
Here
This
we
is-
go.
See, Alan's all
Ricky
warming up, all ready to go. Whenever are you, Alan?
I'm very interested now.
19,323, I think.
Ricky was 17,111.
19,323 for you, Alan. Ricky was 17.
Yeah, 17,111.
Oh,
So-
I see it now. Yeah, 17. Yeah, 17,111.
That's fantastic.
That's it.
I mean, the
Wow.
amount of people that get to do that. So, there's more people at T-Mobile Arena, Ricky, that we saw the Canelo fight or in that building that have played at the major leagues. That's insane. And how many people
Insane.
want to do the work? And Alan, you're the first one from your rookie team to make the big leagues from Grand Junction a few years ago. So you're doing all that stuff. But now the real important questions. All right. First time you jumped on the Showbird, the big plane, the charter. How scared were you?
So actually, I was being introduced to the big leagues ever since 18. We actually had a series in Mexico. I don't know if because they like me or because I'm Mexican.
Because you're
They sent me to the
Mexican, fool.
series.
That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, but they don't just send nobody.
No,
I was
you're a
in the
good
big league
player.
camp.
No, you're Mexican. It's EOE, equal opportunity. They gotta have one. You can't go play in
Well, I
Mexico
was the
without.
second one.
Okay, because they have Vinny Castilla and you.
No, Roberto Ramos. Come on, man.
Oh, okay.
That guy's he's like an idol there. Anyways, so, yeah, that was the first time I was in the show plane. I was like, we get to drink on the plane? Like, this is crazy, man. I had like 2 drinks. I swear to God, I was faded. I was like, what the heck? I didn't know you get drunk like that on a plane. So I was just like, oh, shoot.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We were never allowed to drink on our plane.
No. Only milk, right? Oh no, it was an international flight. That's why he was allowed to fly.
Yeah.
Hey, Mexico.
Alan, one quick question. I used to live in Denver. Where you been staying when you've been at home? Or you don't have to say the hotel. You've been living in downtown? You don't need some crazies
Last
finding you there.
year I lived at the Grand in downtown.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
It's nice. Hey, listen. So I used to live in a neighborhood called the Highlands, right up. If you take 16th Street and go across the highway, you walk across it and then you go up.
Uh-huh.
There's some nice restaurants up there. I encourage you to try out. I'll pass those along. Freaking bomb! I hear, man, those are old stomping grounds there.
Totally.
Are
They
you
better
talking
not
more
charge
about?
them, though. They better not charge them. You better have it on lockdown, JT.
Senior
Yeah,
Bear,
you
Senior
can't
Bear,
send me
Senior
there.
Bear. I might be able to lock down.
See? Okay.
Yeah.
So is the food good or what is it?
Oh
that's
my
good?
God, it's so good. Senior Bear.
What?
That's where I need
Food?
you to go check it out. Yeah, food.
Okay.
All right, here, Alan. What you need to learn about the big leagues, mind you, I've never been a big league player, is always find somebody like Tolly, a guy on your team that is connected with everybody. He may not be the big star, he may not have billboards, but he has the city right here in his hands. Wherever
I
city,
love that.
Hey, St. Louis, boom. Upside New York, boom. Lower side New York, boom. Wherever you want, Tolly is there. That's who you got to go and follow. Because, you're like an East LA kid, a Boyle Heights kid, where you want to be humble. No, especially being Mexican, don't ask for anything. Whatever, be nice and quiet, respectful. No. You got to find a Tolly in your life, bro. Tolly gets things done. That's what you need.
All right.
I
definitely try to find
can get
somebody.
things done. Yeah, check it. No, just check it out. Check it out. It's called Senior Bear.
Oh,
You're
man.
gonna love
Hey,
it.
I'm excited.
Alan, have you gotten your first paycheck yet?
Dude, let me tell you. So I got called up on the 10th, right? And our pay period is from the 1st to the 9th. And then the next one is from the 10th to the 24th. Dude, I opened up my bank account and I'm thinking, man, I'm about to see a nice paycheck. I open it up, it says $700. I go, what the hell? I'm still getting paid minor league salary? I called the director. I go, what is going on? Like, am I missing something? Like, did I spend this much on tickets? He goes, nah, dude, you just got called up on the 10th, so you haven't got really paid yet. I was like, wow.
See? So
You can't
That
be making
hurts.
a story, man. $700.
You said what?
They'll wipe
Dude,
you out.
700. I'm over here. I bought an iPad. I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm making big bucks now. I checked my bank account, $700. I'm like, dude, that's not even gonna afford my iPad.
Yeah. And then you're gonna have to have your teammates pay your dues.
They don't have dues
Yeah,
anymore.
dude.
They don't have
Oh,
dues.
that's right. No dues. I forgot
We
about
still
that.
have the tip.
But hey, also you got to make sure you can pay your bets.
True. That's why I don't bet. I on the plane, everyone's playing poker. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm good.
No,
man. I
stay
got
away.
like that.
Stay away.
Yeah.
I hate losing
you're-
money, man. I went to the casino once in college. I lost $20. I've never gone back.
Good.
Yeah. You want to be broke? You want to be broke? Go play cards on the airplane. That's a good way.
Hey, you know how to play poker? You know how to play poker? Yeah, come on in. Come on in. Hey, remember Brett Cecil? JT?
Yeah, I remember, Brett. Hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, dude, they would destroy him in the back of the plane.
Yeah.
Big time money.
Yeah.
What are they playing? Like $100 hand?
I don't even know, man. I never got close to it. I just
Alan,
stayed away.
I'm going to tell you this story. I watched two veteran players on the airplane. One of my first times getting called up. $100 in the pot. High card takes the money. Boom. High card. $200. High card. $100 win. High card. The guy went through 10 grand. I go, wow.
10 grand?
Yeah.
On high card?
Yeah.
There's no
High
strategy. It's I got an 8, you got a 7.
I win. $100.
Enfermos. That's what you got.
10 grand?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I put up because we're not going to talk about gambling on this show because we all want a job in the major league pretty soon. Alan, I asked people if they want to ask you some questions. So here's one from Hugo Andrade. Coming out of Southeast LA, how do you feel making it, and what motivation is staying there? Remember, kids are looking up to you now.
Man, it's the same thing we talked about, man. I've gotten this far. I don't want to stay. I don't want to just be complacent here. I'm trying to be the best I can possibly be. And it's not just for me. I mean, I know I have a lot of kids looking up to me now, so it's kind of using it as motivation now.
That's cool. All right. Frankie Garcia, was there ever a moment where you said, damn, I can make it to the bigs, or a moment of self-doubt? And what would you tell your Boyle Heights kid self if you can go back? Oh, that's a good one.
Good question.
I mean, there's always self-doubt, man. I think in this game, it's so hard not to have doubt, you know? You have a 0 for 5 night with 4 strikeouts, and you're thinking, can I really play this game? And then the next night, you go 3 for 3 with 3 doubles. So, yeah, there's definitely been that. But what would I tell myself or a Boyle Heights kid? Man, just work hard, man. I think that's the biggest thing.
What do you tell that kid right there? What do you tell that kid right there?
Get in the weight room. That's what I would have told him. Man. Yeah. If you work hard in anything in life, man, I think it sets you up for success. Whatever you're doing, you know.
Hey, and I see this question right here by Caesar, the Green Eye Bandit. How the hell did you get 13 in your first year in the big leagues?
Dude, so Greg Bird, you know, former Yankee first baseman, like huge time prospect. He was battling injuries, whatever. He's not with the Yankees anymore. He's with us. We signed him on a minor league contract, and he was wearing 13 throughout spring training. Me and him formed a really good relationship. Hell of a dude, man. We took me out to breakfast and stuff like that. You know, like he's a vet. You know, like when we talk about vets, like this guy gets it. I think he comes from obviously the Yankees, so they're very traditional. And he told me, we were talking about like how I love 13, how I wore in college. And he's like, yeah, dude, when you get to the big leagues, I'm going to give you 13.
Wow.
And so I get called up, and I see my jersey hanging up, and it says 13. I never believed him because I was like, maybe he's just saying that, whatever. So he had called the clubhouse manager and said, hey, man, give Trejo 13 on my behalf. And
Wow.
so I texted him. He was the first person I texted. I was like, hey, dude, thank you very much. Like, I appreciate it. Yeah.
That's dope. That's
Wow.
a bet right there. That's a vet move.
Birdie's a pro. I worked out with this guy. I mean, if he could have just stayed healthy, is he? I haven't spoke with him in probably a month or so. Is he in the alternate camp, Alan?
Yeah. He's in Arizona right now. He's going to be in AAA. He's just, you know, man, what's incredible about that guy. He just loves baseball. He can care less about the money, and he just wants to play. At the end of the day, he hasn't had a career that you could say like, oh, he's a big leaguer. He's played like this many years because he's been hurt. So he's taking this opportunity just to try and play and try to get back to where he was. And it's refreshing to see that, man, because he just goes about his business so well, and I love it.
That's as Tolly and Ricky, you guys have told me about this. There's guys who are just all class. I don't know who the name is you guys are talking about, but just hearing his story to make sure that a young kid who wore 13 in college, make sure he gets it when he's a big leaguer, like that stuff that you guys talk about where guys get hazed and they make life miserable. This is a classy dude to make sure that Allen, who's probably under a lot of pressure going to the big leagues, it's a little number, but it's a small gesture. And that just makes, like, it gives you kind of like that faith and hope and like, damn, you know, there are good people out there.
It speaks volumes of what kind of kid Allen is too, right? I mean, he doesn't come in to a clubhouse and thinks he's a cocky little asshole and this is my way, this is the way I do things. I don't care what anybody says. It's more like, be a good kid, be respectful of the veterans. That, you know, one of the things Musgrove said last week, be respectful of the veterans, know your role, know what's around you. And just have feel. And I feel like, and Tolly and I have talked about this a lot, you know, we feel like that the game is losing that a little bit, the feel and the veteran presence and stuff like that. So when you have young guys like that make a good impression on older guys, good things like this are going to happen. I guarantee you, if we walked into that clubhouse and he was, you know, disrespectful or whatever, I'm sure the guys would have been like, nah, he wouldn't even made that call for him to get that number.
Yeah.
And
no doubt.
He'd be wearing like number 88 in the big leagues right now or something, you know?
83.
Alan, I know that it's early for you. You baseball players don't wake up till noon, especially when you're 24.
Come on, man.
Oh, okay.
That's how it used to be, Beto. Now they get up early, I would imagine. We used to stay up so late that we had took a little bit to get out of bed, but now they're you guys probably have like therapy. You have hyperbaric chambers at the hotel. You have all of it.
Yeah, they have like, I'm sure their watches telling them what time they should wake up, if they're not feeling too high, too low. Yeah.
We got a lot of technology. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Oh, man. Alan, last thing for you. We'll let you go, man, as we're going to wrap up the show. And then we're going to talk about you afterwards once you're gone, right? No, but look, somebody brought up that point. Ricky and I would always ask somebody when they come on the show, what would you tell your younger self about it, right? But you're only in the big leagues 2 weeks. You got 2 hits. You're still trying to figure out which way to go, all that other stuff. You're still waiting for your first real check. That way you can pay off your iPad, all that. But how freaking awesome is it?
It's a dream come true, man. There's nothing like this in the world. You can't. It's so hard to describe. Like everything that you thought of the big leagues, it's here. And
what more than that, Alan? How's Pops? I know he's got to be super proud of you, man. I guess I should ask you this: how was that phone call to let him know, hey, Dad, I'm going to the big leagues?
So, man, I got called into the office and whatever, yada, yada, yada. Buddy tells me I'm going to the big league. So he goes, use the office. Make sure you call your parents and whoever else you want to call. So I called my dad.
Did you cry?
Hell yeah, man. I started bawling. So I called my dad, and he didn't answer 3 times. And I'm thinking, the worst? He always answers. And I'm like, this is the worst time that you can miss phone calls. So I revert to call my mom, and I'm like, she answers in the first. She's like, what's wrong, son? I'm like, you okay? Because, I don't call during that time, and, I'm busy. So I was like, I need you to go find my dad, and then put me on speaker. And she's like confused. She's like, damn, did he get hurt or something? My dad was in the back, like watering the grass. And I told him I got called up, man. And I heard my mom like start crying, and like all the tears fell, man. Like it was just like a lot of pressure. Just, I don't know. It was crazy. Yeah. I started crying, and I don't think I've cried like that ever in my life. Oh, so whatever, I get off the phone, and my dad didn't really get emotional at the time. He was just like, all right, you're there, like it's your time now, stay there, like you've worked so hard to get there, make sure that you you do what you got to do, and we're all confident in you. So he kind of gave me like a little pep talk.
Your dad is such a coach. He's such a coach.
Yeah.
He's such a Mexican dad.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
So what? So what? You want me to be happy? You're supposed to. Now what?
So
Probably didn't even turn off the water.
Yeah, he's like, hey, hold on, son. I got to water the roses over here a little bit.
Yeah, so it was recently where he called me like 3 or 4 days ago, and he was like, he got really emotional. I was like, what the? And he called me, he goes, hey, son, I know like I really haven't been able to like emotionally go through this. It's finally setting in. And he goes, I'm so freaking proud of you. And he started crying over the phone. And, you know, it was just one of those moments where like, you know, he's just, when your parents are so proud of you, it's something that you know, you wanted your entire life. And, you know, getting to the big leagues, and as a kid like me, you know, you're so happy to be here, and you're happy that you did it for them as well.
You know your dad's mad that you told that story.
Probably, yeah.
Don't cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
That's
a little
cool.
bit of what he's saying. Like
Yeah.
when I told my dad, he was like, "Oh, you got there? All right, cool. Like, let's go." You know, that's.
Yeah.
I feel like he was, and our dads are really, really proud of us, Alan. You know, especially being from that area where we grew up. Obviously, they don't know how to show it. For me, it was like till like 2012 when my dad got to throw out the first pitch on Father's Day. And when he threw it out, I remember I ran up to him and he like hugged me and he choked up a little bit. And that's the first time I'd ever heard him choke up as me being a big leaguer. And he's like, man, I'm so proud of you. And that's all he said. And I was like, whoa, like it just kind of came out of nowhere. And you could just tell the moment right there. It was like, damn, my son is doing it, you know, and they'll forever be proud, man. That's why I was wondering like, how's Pop's doing? And I'm glad he told that story because it's emotional, man. It really is. I mean, when I got called up, I mean, I don't know how Josh was, but I remember tearing up too and choking up and just all the emotions come out and you're like, man, I'm about to do it, you know, and then it happens but it happens quick, man. That's why I say enjoy every day.
Totally. How was it for you when you told your parents?
Yeah, it was just, I mean, it's the same. I don't know that there would be any other way to describe it. I mean, if you don't have a pulse if you don't get emotional and wrapped up, because it's what you live for, man. It's all the times in the batting cage when you were in high school or you were 110 pounds. Like that's what we do. This is what it's about. And yeah, there's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Just to hear the story, Alan, you're telling it, you know, you get chills. And any dad is going to be proud of their kid. They were proud of you getting into San Diego State. Like, if you would have only got into and gone to college, they would have been proud of you for that, man. And everything that you guys are accomplishing is icing on the cake. And good for you. You're accomplishing, you're doing it. But it doesn't sound like you're just happy to be there. That's a great attitude. That's why we wanted to have you on today, because we got to get you ready for the BS media when they come talk to you, you know. Like, you know, you were more nervous for this podcast, as Carlos De La Torre says, than you might have been for facing David Price or Kelly Jensen. Look at you. Hour later, you're all fired up.
Yeah,
Loosen up. Look at you.
He was like, thank you.
Thank you. He sounded neutral Lucia. Pleasure to be here. You know, happy helping the team, all that other good stuff. All right. Alan, that's another thing. So, and this is what I'm going to wrap up with. Totally, where Ricky and Alan are from, there's a bunch of baseball players, but scouts don't go there. They might know of you. You know, Alan had to go through the perfect game route, all the travel ball stuff, everything else. But when you come from there, there's so much talent that's wasted talent also. So last year, or it was 2 years ago, we had Ricky's first baseball camp at the high school, and Alan was one of the guest instructors, where we do it for kids in that neighborhood that are in the high schools. And it was, I think we had like 8 big leaguers there, minor league prospects coming through. And to go and provide that service and that example for the kids, Alan, 2 years ago, they were like, I don't know you. Now it's, oh, fuck, I'm watching you at Dodger Stadium. That example that you give, has that hit you yet?
Not really, man, to be honest with you. Not really.
Yeah.
It hasn't really hit me yet. Honestly, I think it'll hit me in the off season, you know. I think that's when it'll hit me. I'm so focused right now trying to.
Good.
It's gonna sound like I'm professional again, but I'm really just trying to help the team, and you know my role has completely changed from what it was. You know, and it's just so like I'm trying to focus on just being the best person in my role that I can be.
That's awesome.
So
man. That's awesome.
Well, yeah,
that's
and
why it hasn't hit me.
it's a different role for you too because you're used to playing every day. Now you
Hmm.
got to stay ready for that ninth inning, 10th inning at bat, whatever it is to hit for the pitcher. So it's definitely completely different world for you now. But hey, the more you stay ready, the more you talk to guys, talk to pitchers, man. Hey, what are you trying to do to this guy? What are you trying to do to this? I was the same way, but with hitters. Hey, why are you so locked in? What are you seeing? What are you doing? These guys are special, man. Like again, it's a certain percentage that gets to that level for a reason. And when you're able to ask those questions and you're able to get the knowledge from the pitchers and what they're trying to do to attack you, and you get it, you got a story, a Chuck, and a guy like professional hitters like that. It's cool when you start picking brains from different guys and just start talking baseball. And that to me is the stuff that I miss the most about the game is sitting in that dugout, sitting in the clubhouse post game. Josh, you know about that. Those post game talks where you just sit there and pop open a beer and you just talk the game. And that's the part that I miss the most about the game.
Ditto.
Oh, Josh.
A lot. I miss those days a lot.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, Beto, we would sit there sometimes after games, and you sit there for like 2-3 hours, just drinking beers and just. It's not even like about going out, or it's just let's just talk, about the game and let's just talk the camaraderie that it brings, those are the special things that you remember the most. When you ask any baseball player, hey, what do you miss the most about the game? Oh, I miss the clubhouse. Those are the moments they're talking about.
And Alan gets to live them right now. If you want to follow him on social media, he doesn't post that much. Alan Trejo 13. He did get the 13. It's really cool. And you don't need a post because, bro, you're in that moment. You're helping out your team. We're proud of you, Alan, but it's only the beginning for you. And don't worry, next time you come to Dodger Stadium, you don't have to leave us the good tickets. Just leave us like 4 in the family set. We don't need the field tickets, okay?
Hey man, you're gonna have to take that out with my mom, man.
There you go.
You learned something.
Tell Mike Redmond I say hello, man. He used to be with the Blue Jays for a while.
Oh hell yeah, I love that guy, man.
Yeah, tell Reddy I said what's
that guy's like my personal hype man. I'll
Is
figure
it?
around after the pitcher and he's like, "Hey, good swing." I'm like, "Thanks, bro." He's awesome. I'll let him know.
Alan, we appreciate you. We'll do it again later on in the season because you know how to do a podcast now. You know how to breathe. You relax. And like I told you in the message I sent you, we're not going to talk about baseball. We're going to talk about you, and it's going to be fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys having me on.
All right. See, there goes back to professional Alan Trejo. All right, hang up, bro. We'll talk about you later.
Yeah, Alan.
All right, man.
Man. All right. What a good kid. What a good kid.
Great.
What
That
a good
was great.
kid. That's that kid right there. And part of totally you said it before we started the podcast. Like, okay, who is it that we're having on? And I told you who he was, his background, and just to hear that youthful innocence, it was pretty cool, man. I like hearing that.
Yeah, youthful innocence is the right word.
Yeah,
that was great. I thought he was awesome. It's interesting because he's one of very few guys, and I believe that does that picks the veteran's brain and that enjoys and like just truly enjoys being there. And it's not for the social media and it's not for the paychecks. I mean, the paychecks are nice. Don't get me wrong, but he loves the game, and that's what we're missing.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, and you can just tell he was early on. He's a little bit nervous, and he's trying to say the right things and trying to say the cliche things. But he loosened up, man. I'm glad. His story is a little bit out there, and I'm sure we'll see him at the next baseball camp that we have once we're allowed to have those.
And that's we'll do it. We'll do it this year again, and hopefully we can get some other people out there. But it'll be fun. It'll be cool.
Right down. Have our catchers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get Tolly out. Hey, let me see. November. I think Tolly wants to get out of the East Coast. He might have to make a.
November's a good time. I bring my golf clubs.
Oh yeah, we got him all the time. Ricky will be fine. Ricky, the new baby's fine. She'll be probably walking in a few months. So the Romero kids, they're very accelerated. They move quick.
Man. She's already lifting her head. She's 10 days in. She's lifting her head, trying to look.
See, because
Yeah.
Mama was doing work. All right, let's update you. Next week's show, we're going to have it again at 10 o'clock. Don't know who the guest is. But we need you guys to rate, review, share, and also help spread the word. So if you're listening, tag us on Instagram, the Let's Go Ricky Rowe Instagram page. Tag us. Let us know you're listening. Somebody asked me for a sticker in Australia. Like, I don't know how many stamps I need to send a sticker to Australia, but I got to figure that out. I think it's 5. So we got people wanting stickers in Australia. Manitoba's taking care of us. I got a Manitoba person. So we're all good to go. But most importantly, though, Farmer Tolley, as we wrap up the show, what's going on with the shed? And is everything okay in upstate New York?
Yeah, everything's great, dude. Everything's fine. The schoolhouse is, we're actually going to probably start putting the floors in this week. I picked up 4 pieces of glass today to finish one of the windows tomorrow. Then the floor goes in, and then the schoolhouse will be ready.
Okay.
So a lot of work on that. But then I've been helping my buddy put a deck on just in my free time, and that's that.
So
it's just a minor incident yesterday.
So minor incident. Are you on the IL? What is it called?
No. I haven't never been. The first time I've ever was on the IL was like 2017, maybe.
So
that was one time only because I ripped my hamstring. I don't go on the IL for bumps and bruises like some of these guys.
Farmer Tolley.
Yeah.
You're ready to go.
Okay. Little spill yesterday, but we survived it and we're here.
All right, and also another question that came up. Somebody who's listening to the podcast last week. Did you go see the ghost in Scranton?
No, I drove right by it. I told my son, I said, "Look at that." I said, "That's the stupid hotel that they were talking about on the podcast." And I said, "We're not going in. I don't care if you want to go in. We're not going in."
Oh man, I was looking forward to that picture.
I know.
So far,
everybody was.
So you did not go in. Okay, you're fine.
I drove by it fairly quickly too.
Why though, Tolley?
I'm scared.
Is that really what it was?
Yeah. I don't even want to be around that place. It is eerie.
Yeah, one of the comments on YouTube that a viewer had said, "I just started watching this at 11 o'clock at night. Big mistake. I'm going to be thinking about ghosts. I had to turn it off."
Sleep. Yeah, I can't sleep.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so as we wrap it up, Rick, you got a kid there or what?
Yeah, I got the little one, and then
you don't have a little one. Both your kids are monsters.
2 little ones, man. Yeah, no, it's been chaos here in the Romero household. Our little girl was born on the 16th. Yeah, man, it's been crazy. We had a home, so that was a new thing. So that was really, really cool to experience, and yeah, mama's doing good and baby's doing great, and the boys are in love with their little sister.
That's cool. Now, Rick, is any truth to the rumor that you almost became a catcher that day?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I was scared shitless, man. I'm not gonna lie.
You were the only one there to deliver the baby?
No, dude. You haven't heard the story. So the midwife comes and checks on Kara, and everything's like cool. Kara's like, yeah, you got a week to go, yada yada yada. Boom. She leaves, and she's like, "Oh my God, Ricky, I think I'm feeling contractions." And I was like, you know how it is. You both know how it is. They start having contractions. You don't think anything of it, and 4 o'clock they start getting super, super heavy, and I'm calling the midwife, and I'm like, "Hey, I think this is gonna happen." She's in Alhambra, which is on a Friday rush hour traffic. Beto, what do you say?
Hour and a half.
Easy. And the doula is coming from Pasadena. Again, Friday traffic, and they're all like, "Yeah, we won't be there for another hour." And so I start filling up the pool that they gave us, getting everything ready. I put Kara from our regular bathtub into the birth tub, and I call the midwife again, and I'm like, "Hey, where are you?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm about 30 minutes away, but if the baby comes, this is what you got to do." Dude, I blanked. She gave me like 10 instructions. I blanked. I was
oh my gosh.
She's like, "Okay, this is what you got to do when the head comes out. This is what you got to do, and then this is what you do, and then you pull it out." And I was like, "I'll figure it out. I'll just talking, but I'll figure it out." I was so, and then I had the 2 boys with me because my mom wasn't getting here either. because she was gonna watch them, but obviously traffic, so everything, dude, everything's just like I'm trying to feed the boys, trying to keep them calm up here upstairs in our third floor. Mama's in the middle floor, and I'm just sitting there calling the midwife, and I'm like, okay, what is it that you said I had to do? And she went through a whole list, dude. I did not hear anything. The doula finally got here. My mom got here at the same time as the doula, and the doula was like, all right, we got this if it happens. And I was like,
I'm gonna go have a beer now.
Yeah.
I wish I could have, dude. Like, I was like running upstairs because dinner had just gotten here for the boys at like 5 o'clock. So I'm running up here, serving them food. I'm going back down, and Kara's like, you know, when they go through those heavy contractions, how bad they scream. And yeah, dude, it was crazy. And then 4 o'clock contractions, 6:55, little Soleil is born. Boom.
Wow.
That's great. I love that.
That's awesome.
Ricky,
and the best part is that totally that in the group chat he sent it, he goes, hey guys, I think we're gonna have a baby, talk to you later. Like, he was so thoughtful about us. So thoughtful. Yeah. And also Rick, what's my rule? How are you doing? Because nobody ever asks how the dad's doing.
Yeah, dude, Beto, I think Beto and every one of my kids, every time Cara is delivered, the next, like, as soon as she delivers, they'll be like, but how are you doing, Ricky? Nobody ever asks about the dad.
Hey, don't tell the wives that. I hope they've logged off by now.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be in trouble.
I'll delete that part. Yeah, right.
Hey, guys, listen. In all honesty, what does it take to get on this freaking group chat so I can at least be halfway up to speed with you hooligans?
Well, you need service.
I have service. I send a message once in a while.
Okay,
I'm not great at texting.
Okay. Do you have WhatsApp?
What's up?
Yeah. Do you have that?
What's up?
Well, I can't say
WhatsApp.
that.
No, I don't have WhatsApp.
Well, of course you need that.
Okay, you need that, and then you got to have a basic understanding of Spanish.
All right. I got that, but
there's a lot of stickers.
Too much. Like, what happened to we have this iMessage thing. Isn't that good enough?
No, because you got to, it's, we'll call you and walk you through it. We won't put you on for one day, and after you have 8,000 messages, because you're not going to say.
You're going to say, I'm out. I'm done.
Your wife is going to be like, why is your phone ringing so much? What? And then also.
Dude, I'm like smiling constantly at like my phone. She's like, it's your fucking group chat again. I'm like,
yeah.
A lot of it's just.
Right, I'm out. Let's just keep our group chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Like one message a week after the show is great. It's perfect.
Yeah, I know. This is like you get like 1,000 messages a day.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I can't do that. I don't have no time for that.
No, well, everybody in the group chat has nothing to do. You have things to do. We're bored. So that's what we're doing.
Why not?
Exactly. Alan Trejo was awesome. Next week we'll have a guest, and we'll get to you guys again every Tuesday live at 10 o'clock. The Let's Go Ricky Roll with Josh Tolley and Beto podcast coming your way. Appreciate you guys. Fellas, enjoy yourselves. Tolley, stay safe. Ricky, I'll probably go to your house this weekend, have some beers or some wine or something. I'll talk to you.
All right, have one for me, boys.
Adios.